Hello everyone and welcome to another video for Simple Rockets 2. A couple of weeks ago on the site I made a promise that if I get a certain amount of votes I'll make a video about how to program your craft to go to Luna automatically. And now I think I cannot make it in less than 5 videos. So today I'm going to start the first one explaining finding the launch window and time wrap towards it. It's all those crazy motions that you've seen in the previous clip. So let me go to the craft. Now I remove the fairing just to show you the heart of the system, because it's not only a Visi program, it's a system. So this system is consists of 3 hinges and the command chip. That's it. Now the first hinge, this one, the orange one, you program it to how many degrees do you want the moon to be below the horizon when you launch. Usually when you do your injection burn, the Luna is like 30 degrees below the horizon. So when you launch, maybe it's 10 or 20 degrees, depending on the way you put your orbit, how high you're going to do your injection burn. So I choose 20 degrees before the launch, the injection launch window, a total 50 degrees below the horizon. So this thing, it tilts the whole group 50 degrees below the horizon. And then from there, we count how many degrees we have to wait to Luna. Now, let me explain that in actual flying. Okay, the first thing is the warning. Please turn off all gyros, RCS, then press 1. I should have added here that you need to select Luna first. And you need to turn off the RCS and gyros because, well, it's very obvious now. You know why. Because the command chip is tilting and rotating, and the rocket might tip over if you didn't do that. So now select Luna. Get back. Okay, so Luna is in that direction, and I want to start my launch when it's here. So these, how many degrees for Luna to come from here to here? First, I'm going to the orange rotor is going to tilt the whole group until here, and then the two rotors, the red ones, are going to slowly move the command chip from this position down here until here. And when they come here, the input, the measured input, is going to be 0. So from here to here, they're going to count how many degrees until the input is 0. And then those degrees can be translated into time, because the true day is 14 hours. So yeah, that's how it works. So let's see it working. Now I press first turn off the RCS. The main gyro is already off. Okay, 1. Now this is the orange one worked, and then the red one is tilting the other red one, and the second red one is tilting the cube with the command chip, counting how many degrees. These are all counting. And right here you see this 1000 input. It should be 1, but I multiplied by 1000, and it's reducing until it's almost 0. I accept for 7. 7 is okay for me because it never gets to 0. And now the time wrap is working. The group is still tilted. We cannot launch at this. So we have to give it some time to be vertical in the proper position before launch. And now it's launching. Now let's go to the program and see what I've said. All right, so here the program, and the program I split in 2 threads. I think they call it threads. This thread is just responsible for staging. and this one is the main one. So here's display, please turn off gyros, RCS, whatever. Then when I press the activation group, the cycle is broken and we move to the next set of commands. So the first one I put here to turn off the RCS, and the main gyro, I put it in 4. Set activation group 1, I forgot what is this, but anyway, here's slider 1 that controls the orange rotor, and I tell it to go below the horizon by 140 degrees. Now I multiplied by 2 because the range of the rotor is 90 degrees. Sorry, the range of the rotor is 180, and I should have put here just 180 and get rid of this 2. So 140 degrees divide 180, that would be where how much the rotor is going to rotate. Or you can do it this way, but this was complicated. I was just building the program and I made some mistake, and I fixed the mistakes halfway instead of the beginning. But now you know the idea. Now, after that is done, I usually like to give a few seconds, a couple of seconds or 3 seconds sometimes, before doing other motions, because I'm going to be relying on the input, and the input is very sensitive according to your autopilot setting. So after that, I set fast forward, and then slider 2, that's the 2 red ones, are going to be moving by an angle divide 360. What's that angle? The angle is already set to 0. This angle, both of them is I think 180 degrees each one. So the rotation will be divided for the 2 rotors. Now set variable angle to angle minus absolute of the input pitch, multiply 25%. Basically, what this line is about is keep moving the angle, keep moving the slider until the input is 0, and when or close to 0. When the input is less than 7.007, the circle is going to break. So these are the motions that you've seen. And then the launch, displaying launch window found, locating to current, then time wrap 5, this is like 10,000, and then weight 161 multiplied by the angle. This angle is in degrees. Each degree for Drew takes 161.66 seconds. So that's the amount of seconds that I want to time wrap the degrees by 161.66 seconds. Now, sorry, time wrap 5 is 3,500. Now, I'll divide that amount of seconds by this time wrap value, right? So if you're going to make it time wrap 4, you have to change this to 500. All right. And then when that is done, we're ready to launch, but we have to orient or reorient our command chip again. So display done, slider 1 and slider 2 set back to 0. And then set time mode fast forward, 2 seconds, then back to normal. And then the launch. Activate stage, locating current. All right. then launching. Now, why do I lock heading to current? Well, sometimes things in Visi doesn't work the way you want to. So if I lock a certain pitch angle, it didn't respond. That's why I lock heading on current before I select the launch angle. And I don't do gravity turn. I just start by 87 degrees and then wait for like 20 seconds. And this I will explain this later because for instead of gravity turn, I just give a function for the pitch, and the function depends on the air density. So that's it for the video today, and I hope it was simple enough, and maybe see you tomorrow or maybe after tomorrow in another video to explain a bit more in my Visi program. Thank you for watching.